So what does a seller finance contract look like when you're selling land deals, and how do you actually structure it? In this video, I'm going to break it down for you. Now, what's good? It's Michael Alder here from TakingActionToday.com, bringing you the tips, tricks, and strategies to help you become more successful in this land investing niche. Now, before we dive into this, this is for entertainment purposes only. When you're doing real estate transactions, you should always seek legal advice. Not my advice when it comes to contracts, but I'm going to walk you through this. Having said that, you're going to review this, not sue me, and go ahead and do all the right steps in your business. But what does the contract actually look like? So the way we structure our seller finance deals, we use a 3-page contract. The last page is basically just a signature page, and then the first 2 pages spells everything out right there, where we go ahead and have the buyer and the seller. We initial first page, second page, bottom page, sign off. Now, within the content of this, few key points that we have on this. One, we do not deed over the property on our seller finance deals until we are paid in full. Couple reasons. The main reason is there is a very high default rate, so it would be very hard to foreclose on the property and take it back. So it is structured as a contract for deed. Once we're paid in full, you let us know exactly how you want that property deeded over, whether it's in your company, to your name, your wife, whatever the address. We prepare the deed, we send it out to the buyer, they review it, everything looks good, or wait a minute, this needs to change right here, boom. We fix that, we send it again. Once we get an okay on the deed proof, then we sign off, we notarize it, and we send it out for filing, or we send it to the buyer with filing instructions, depending upon how they want that handled. And you always send it priority mail with a tracking number, so there is no hiccups on that. Now, a couple things within the contract, key things I should say. Whatever the tax agreement is on the property, that is written out in the contract. The vast majority of seller finance deals we do, the taxes up until the point that it's sold to the buyer, meaning up to the point that they go into contract with us, the taxes are our responsibility. Now, there are times where we'll buy bundles of properties that have a mess of back taxes owed on them, and we'll seller finance those really cheap, and we'll say, you're getting it for this price, but you are also to assume, and this is part of the clause, back, current, and future taxes. You're responsible for all the taxes. So that's spelled out in there. Now, on the ones where we say, hey, this is what you're paying, and you are only responsible for the taxes as of right now, it'd be 2020 and beyond. So that is one of the key things we have spelled out. The other thing we have is the case of default is another key point. Now, I've said in other videos, most land investors out there will say, after 60 days, if you ghost me, you stop paying, you don't make any attempt to go ahead and bring things current, after 60 days, I have the right to resell this property. Now, for me, we do 90 days. The other thing we do, and I probably shouldn't just put this in a video, is we have in our contract, there's a late payment fee. If you do not pay us after this day, you owe us an additional $25. I never enforce that whatsoever. I don't care. Just bring the money in. We're good. You don't have to worry about late payment fees, but you should have that in your contract, especially if your buyer wants to pull some stuff. You'd be like, it even says it right here. You're behind. Not only that, but you didn't pay the late payment fees. Me personally, I'm just looking for cash flow. Nice, easy, stress-free cash flow. So that's how I set my stuff up. One of the last things I put in my contracts, and this is a good one here, and stick to your guns on this because I've gotten in trouble in the residential game trying to be, play nice guy, and then you just end up getting all the lawsuits thrown at you, is do not let anybody build anything permanent on the property while you are still holding title to it. So let's think about this. They give you $50 down, $50 a month. Then they start building some janky crack shed on this thing. And then someone from the city, even though it's rural vacant land, they're like, whoa, what is going on here? The buyer bails. Now you got this mess of a shed on your property. And they're saying, look, you need to get this out of here. You owe us $2,000 for us to come in and demo it. These are one of those weird things that could actually end up costing you money in a model that is set up for true passive income. So just a couple key bullet points, and obviously you have all the other little, notations in there that are still important, but to me, those are the big things there. We're entering into a contract. You get title when I'm paid in full. You're responsible for the taxes from this date to this date. If we go into default and you ghost me for a full 90 days, then I have the right to resell the property at that point, and you are not to build anything permanent on the property, but you are absolutely allowed to use the property while we're in contract together, as long as you're abiding by, whatever the right word is, city laws to the property. So if you're allowed to camp on the property and the city's cool with that, boom, go ahead and enjoy that. Just don't do anything stupid on it, burning their things down and lighting off fireworks if that's illegal, or shooting guns if that's legal. Whatever the case is, just follow city code. We're good with it. Don't build anything permanent. And that's what we have in the contract there. I know I rambled a little bit, but if you're interested in seeing the contract we use, if you buy any of our properties, you would see our contract. If you invest in the land flipping formula, you could actually reach out to us and say, hey, let me get a copy of your contract. Once again, it's just used for entertainment purposes only. Use my contract at your own risk, but you should always get legal advice on your first few deals, walk through them like that, and then once you have all the templates that you're comfortable with, go ahead and do it. Just covering my butt here. Now, if you were interested in learning how we go ahead and buy and sell properties in our business each week, month, and year, consider investing in the Land Flipping Formula video series. It is only $25. It shows you step by step how we find deals, how we flip deals, and how we get that cash flow coming in. And on top of it, when you invest in the Land Flipping Formula series that you could get at myflippingformula.com, link directly below, I'm going to send you out a copy of Russell Brunson's book, .com Secrets to help you with your branding play and your marketing play. The complete arsenal you need to go ahead and become successful in the land investing game. Now, if you have any questions, you know to go ahead and drop those down below. I will try and create follow-up videos answering your questions for you, or you could text me at 440-678-1151. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.